Hey everyone, Deadly Dynamic Duo here, and I'm back with the gaming and true crime videos. On this one, I am using Skyrim right now to cover the story. It is a story that I actually had thought about doing, and I actually had it all planned out. I just did not have a chance to really do it yet because I've been busy. 2 weeks ago, I believe I did post the first two, which the first video covered the Ken and Barbie killers. The second one was the disappearance of Susan Powell, who honestly we know that her husband did kill her because unfortunately he took his life and the life of his two boys. And I completely forgot to say viewer discretion advised and, you know, all that. But I do put that in the description. And hopefully, you know, if it is dealing with true crime, I mean, that is like a given that there are going to be topics that are going to be sensitive to some people. So, who was model Christy Giles? That is the topic of today. So, Giles was a model whose body was left on the sidewalk outside Southern California Hospital at Culver City. She was pronounced dead at the scene on November 13th, 2021. So this actually was, unfortunately, this year. Giles and her friend designer Hilda Marcela Cabrales Arzola, I apologize if I mispronounced any of these names, were last heard from on Friday, November 12th, when the two were on a night out. Giles' family alleges that three men in all black mics and bandanas dropped Giles off using a car with license plates for moves. A GoFundMe started by her family also states that Gabriels and Arzola was allegedly dropped off at a different hospital. The designer remained in critical condition and was declared brain dead before she passed away on November 26, 2021. Funds collected through the GoFundMe campaign are going towards the investigations of both Christy and Hilda's case. We appreciate any donations that will provide the resources needed in order to put a concrete case together to bring justice for both of these beautiful, innocent young women who are no longer with us, the family said on the GoFundMe page. Moreover, to protect every other female out there who has been or could be grossly affected in a similar way. So, there's actually two parts of this because this was before the case was solved. I do believe that they found two of the people responsible, which I'm going to cover in the second half of this. But, you know, it is like such a sad thing, and it's sad that, like, you know, the family had to put together a GoFundMe to try to, you know, raise awareness and try to, you know, find whoever did this, because I feel like, you know, you shouldn't have to try to raise money to just figure out what happened. That's just how I feel. I feel like they shouldn't have had to do that. So, what was the cause of Christy Giles' death? Her cause of death, by the point of this, wasn't confirmed, but the LAPD told Eyewitness News that a preliminary investigation revealed her death may have been caused by a heroin overdose. Giles' family alleges she may drugged and left outside of the hospital following her night out. John Cilliers, Giles' husband, broke down about the loss of his partner to the ABC7. The loss is just so hard. People share these amazing videos that they have with her, and it just brings back her energy. I know I'll never get to see her, kiss her, or touch her again, and it is just so heartbreaking. On December 16th, 2021, it was reported that arrests were made in the Giles case. So arrests were already made. So it was a director, I believe, and 2 actors who were arrested over the death of Christy Giles, and I believe the death of her friend as well. David Pierce, 37, Brent Osborne, 42, and Mike Onsbach, 47, were arrested by Los Angeles police in the connection with the deaths of the 2 women. According to the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Office, Pierce is being held on a $1 million bail, while Osborne and Osbach are being held on a $100,000 bail. The New York Post reports that Giles, 24, and her pal Hilda Marcela Gabrieles Arzola had been partying in Los Angeles on November 12th. Friends and family claimed the women were drugged against their will in their apartment in the Pico Robinson area after they visited the club. Christy's body was dropped off at a hospital in Culver City hours later, while Hilda was left unconscious outside a hospital in West LA, ABC 7 reports. The model's cause of death was the toxicology report, while investigators found heroin in Hilda's system. John Celius, Giles' husband, told Eyewitness News that the 3 people were arrested in connection with the deaths. Further details were not immediately available. Aspiring architect Gabriela Zola passed away on November 28th, 1 day before her 27th birthday and 2 weeks after being left for dead. Her father, Louis, called on investigators to bring those responsible for Hilda and Christy's deaths to justice. He said, "I have heard that the LAPD may involve the FBI in the case in order to get those responsible behind bars. If they need support from federal agencies to speed up the process, they should get it. That way we can close this chapter." Lewis, 49, and Hilda's mother, Marcela Arzola, decided that her organs should be donated as her last act of love. Christy's phone records shown that the woman's last known location was at an apartment in Beverly Hills. Neighbors told the Sun that they heard the sound of someone moaning in pain coming from that apartment all day and the hours before both women were dumped at the hospitals. Christy's phone shows she had texted Hilda at around 5:30 a.m. on November 13th to say, "Let's get out of here," with the wide eyes emoji. Hilda replied yes, and she said she had called for an Uber, but after that, Christy did not read or respond to any more texts sent to her. "Let's get out of here." Jan added that based on information stored on their iCloud, he does not believe Christy checked or answered any messages afterward. Christy was not dumped at Southern California Hospital in Culver City until around 12 hours later, while Hilda was left at the ICU 2 hours after that. The family alleges that 3 masked men dropped off Christy on the sidewalk of the hospital. They claim that the same vehicle with the license plates removed was seen dropping off Hilda at a different hospital. Christy was the youngest of 3 sisters. Her mom, Dusty, said her daughter was what she considered a free spirit. She told the Sun that she was extremely athletic and played soccer since she was 3 years old and was all county track 2 years in a row. She is her daddy's daughter. She was a daddy's girl. She's the rugged outdoors type who rides horses to fish and likes to go shoot guns with her dad. She was a Southern girl, but non-traditional. Hilda had only moved to LA from her hometown of Monterrey, Mexico in July after finding a job as an interior designer. She graduated cum laude as an architect from Monterrey University 2 years ago. And I believe so far that is all that they had. I'm about to see if there's any newer things as well, which I probably should have done before this, right? But Yeah, the only thing that is so new is, you know, her husband talking about how this is his first Christmas without his wife. I do think that since it's ongoing, that I'm not sure if the charges, if I think that they're still in court, but I do know that they also face one of the men in the case faced, I think, 4 sexual assault charges. I do believe there's also the drug charge as well. So this is what I can find. The Christy Giles, a man arrested in death, model and friend, also faces 4 sexual assault charges. One of the men who was arrested in connection to the drug overdose deaths of model Christy Giles and architectural manager Hilda Marcela Gabriela Arzola has been charged in 4 separate sexual assault cases. David Pierce, 37, is a self-proclaimed Hollywood producer and an amateur actor. He was arrested along with actor Brent Osborne, 42, and cinematographer Mike Almsbar, 47, after they allegedly provided the women with enough drugs to kill them, and then allegedly dumped their bodies outside of Los Angeles hospitals to avoid trouble. On Friday, Mr. Pierce was also charged with 4 counts of sexual assault stemming from 4 separate incidents between 2010 and last year. According to the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office, Mr. Pierce is accused of sexually assaulting a woman in August 2010. He also allegedly raped a woman in February 2019 and 2 other women in separate incidents last year in 2020. Photos recently emerged that showed the women's final hours before they were found unconscious outside the hospitals. Fox 11 first reported the image, which shows Mrs. Gabriela Arzola partying with Miss Giles at a warehouse party in downtown Los Angeles. Both women were found unconscious later that night outside hospitals in the city. The photos are also show Miss Gabriela Arzola posing with Mr. Pierce. In one photo, her arm is wrapped around Mr. Pierce's shoulder, and another she is resting her face on him. Police reports claim that the women went back to Mr. Pierce's apartment after the party. Investigators believe the women were given drugs and overdosed at the man's party. According to police, the women were dropped off at a pair of LA hospitals by men in Max, driving a black Toyota Prius that had no license plate. Miss Giles was pronounced dead shortly after she was found at the hospital. Miss Gabriela Arzola died 2 weeks later after her family opted to take her off of life support the day before her 27th birthday. The other 2 men were arrested in suspicion of being accessories to manslaughter. Mr. Osborne, an aspiring actor, was arrested on the set of NCIS Los Angeles. Mr. Almsbach is a cinematographer who has been working in Hollywood since the 1990s. My office takes violence against women very seriously by aggressively prosecuting sexual assault cases. We make our community safer and protect others from being victims in the future, and an LA County DA news release read. Mr. Pierce is reportedly a producer and has appeared around Hollywood at numerous parties and red carpet events. Photos show him posing with Hotel Harris Paris Hilton, infamous porn star and accused rapist Ron Jeremy, comedian Eddie Murphy, and actress Sarah Schuyler, among others. Well, you know what? That doesn't really fucking matter. He is a horrible person, just like the other 2 motherfuckers that were with him, and I find it absolutely disgusting that you are going to not charge it as a murder, but as a manslaughter, which manslaughter means that you did not mean for the person to die. You gave them enough drugs that would kill them. You purposely did it. You and 2 other men. So there is no reason why this should be considered manslaughter and not actual murder. Not only that, he has a history of sexual assault. And what we all know from someone's history, they can get more violent as time goes on, and that is exactly what happened. And these two young women are now gone. It's not going to be justice for them to have manslaughter. No, they need all three of them need a rot in fucking prison. They need a rot. They should not be out. But again, our justice system fails. And I know the case is still ongoing. Maybe it'll change. Maybe we'll have a better outcome in the future, but I highly doubt that because, as I said, and our justice system is kind of messed up. That a lot of people do not get the justice that they deserve. A lot of people, you know, we are more willing to put someone behind bars for selling dope than we are for someone that rapes and kills someone. Because what I disliked about when they mention him is the fact that people he know, like, who cares? It doesn't matter who he knows. He murdered people, so fuck him being a director. Fuck the person being an actor. Fuck the other person working in Hollywood since the 90s. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who the fuck they were. Who they are now are horrible, fucking disgusting people. And if you look into their past, I'm pretty sure that they too also have other shit that they have fucking done that was fucking covered up. Because everyone that has money or knows people think that they can get away with anything and do whatever the fuck they want for people, and now look at it. Who young people are gone. It shouldn't have been like that, and this is such a sad case, and I just pray for their families and their friends, you know, to heal. I know that it'll be really hard too, especially because this does happen. Like, it does happen last month, you know, and I do really hope that they end up changing the charges from manslaughter to first-degree murder, or at least second-degree murder, because it is absolutely disgusting. It shouldn't be manslaughter. As I said, it shouldn't exist. I mean, yes, the sexual charges should be on there, but the sexual assault charges, but I mean, they also need to be charged for the actual murder, because they dropped them off too late at the hospital. The whole trying to, oh, well, they dropped them. No. Because honestly, they could have went into the hospital. A good person would have called 911 and said, hey, I think this person overdosed at my apartment. Can you come and get them? That's what a good person would have done. Well, despite that they might have got in trouble. That's what a good person would have done. So let's face it, these people are not good, and we all know that their lawyers are going to be absolutely disgusting too. Because unfortunately, their job is to defend people. And I don't know how you're asleep at night defending people that raped and murdered someone. I mean, come on, there's evidence. There's so much evidence that convicts them. Is you're gonna be like, oh yeah, well the woman asked for it. But unfortunately, they're probably gonna try to smear these poor young women. Because unfortunately, I feel like both articles didn't talk about them and what they were trying to be or what they were doing in their lives. I think it focused again on the people responsible. We don't focus enough on victims. I think we more focus on the murderers than we do on the victims. No one needs to know the murderer's backstory. Fuck them. Seriously, fuck them. I hope they all die. Like, I hope that they brought in prison, and I hope they catch something, and I hope they fucking kills them, because fuck them. But this has been a true crime episode, and I'm sorry for cussing a lot. But if you do like this, do stay tuned to my channel. Like, I am gonna try to post again, hopefully during the weekend. Also, Happy New Year's Eve, everybody. I hope y'all go into 2022 blessed and, you know, have fun. Alright, bye everybody, and thank you for watching.